Week 16 in the NFL, the Jaguars head to Las Vegas to see the Raiders. Andrew Catalon will be there to see the Jaguars and the Raiders as well. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas. Good to see you again. And this is the game America's been waiting for. Jags Raiders, Andrew.
It's a big one, JP. Thank you. Happy holidays to you. Just saw the Jags a couple of weeks ago. I thought that was a much needed win in Tennessee. So got a pretty good feel for what they're about to bring to the table. And I haven't had the Raiders since week 2, which was one of their 2 wins of the year when amazingly they won in Baltimore. You think about that result. Here we are in late December. So we'll see what happens this Sunday.
I mean, I guess the number one storyline in this game are the rookie pass catchers for each team. Brock Bowers, of course, is the leading rookie in receiving yards in the NFL, the tight end for the Raiders, and then Brian Thomas Jr. has broken all the Jaguars rookie records, and he's right there second in the NFL. Young, bright pass catchers, that's something to watch for this game, and especially against this Jaguars defense that's having some issues down the field. What have you seen looking back at the Raiders this year in Brock Bowers and how that's translated from college now to the NFL?
Yeah, I think he's a star, JP. He is really impressive. The numbers that he's getting, and obviously they traded Devontae Adams midway through the year, and that really opened up him as their number one passing option, and he's taken advantage of that. I mean, he has a chance to break Mike Ditka's record. He's closing in on that mark, which would be just incredible for a rookie tight end. And, we met with Brian Thomas Jr. a couple of weeks ago in Nashville. It was the first time that our crew had sat with him. Really impressed by him. I mean, he's got a great way about him, very serious, very focused, but also has a lighter side to him, too. So our crew really enjoyed spending time with him. I really think that these two names are going to be names we hear for a long time to come in the NFL. I think both of these young pass catchers are here to stay.
How do you cover Bowers, though? I mean, I could ask that most weeks on most tight ends that face the Jaguars, but they've had issues down the field. He's got that balance of power and speed with the football.
Yeah, some preliminary talks with Jason McCourty, who's one of the people I'm calling the game with, and he thinks that Darnell Savage is going to be a big part of this game for the Jacksonville defense. We haven't met with them yet, but we will soon find out. But no, this is a game where, look, if you put all your attention on Bowers, it's not like Jacoby Myers can't go off either. So, yes, Bowers deserves that attention. Jacksonville needs to slow him down, but Myers is also having a nice season. I think the bigger question is can the Jaguars put pressure on the quarterback? We assume it'll be O'Connell. Don't give him time to find Bowers or Myers. Get after this guy a little bit. He doesn't move very well. So I think that that's an opportunity for Jacksonville to maybe get after him quickly.
Andrew Catalon with us. Can we get a Carter Bradley sighting? That'd come full circle if
That'd be
Gus's
cool.
kid played against the Jags.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't root for players, but I root for stories. That would be a great story to get in there. And you got Caleb Chason, who's done some
Right.
nice things after he wasn't able to really get it going in his 4 years in Jacksonville. Mike Caldwell is the Raiders linebackers coach. So there's a couple of overlapping players, themes, storylines, but I don't think anything would top if Bradley got in there.
Yeah. Andrew, which head coach needs this game more and the games down the stretch? Or at this point, we just don't know what's going to happen after this season here on this side of things. You never know in Las Vegas the way they're losing games. Which coach is kind of more on the hot seat, Pierce or Peters?
Well, you look at the comments that Mark Davis made a couple of weeks ago about Antonio Pierce, and Tom Telesco, the general manager, is in his first year as the GM, and someone asked Davis, are these guys going to be judged together? Telesco and Pierce are separate, and he said no, separate. Telesco is not going to be judged. I mean, that's not what you want to hear if you're Antonio Pierce, but to me, there's not a ton of great candidates out there this offseason. I think very highly of Mike Vrabel. I think that he's a guy that will get a job. I think he can probably get whatever job he wants, in my opinion. Beyond that, it's going to be a coordinator, or maybe not an experienced coach, maybe a first-year head coach, which is fine if that's the route you want to go. But I think that might help some of these coaches, Giants, Jaguars, Raiders, that it's not a slam dunk that you've got X, Y, and Z sitting out there.
All right, Andrew, let's wrap it up with the playoff chase here in the AFC. Starting to kind of settle in. We'll see what happens this weekend. The Chiefs are on Saturday. They could go ahead and clinch the number one seed, but I mean the Bills are playing the Patriots, so it's probably not going to be clinched. You never know. That's why they play the games. Who do you like in the AFC down the stretch here to finish it out?
You know, JP, our crew had Baltimore last week, and obviously the opponent was the Giants, but just the sense we got around being the Ravens, specifically Lamar Jackson, this is a very determined team. Feels to me like they're about to go on a deep run, a mission. Lamar had this different kind of way about him than our previous meetings with him. So I think this is a team that's very capable of beating the Steelers, winning the division, and going on a deep run. But as you said, the AFC is loaded. I mean, whoever gets hot is going to win. And, you know, I'm one of the people that hasn't been talking up the Chiefs like a lot of others, but they're 13-1 or, yeah, 13-1. So, you know, it's hard to call them out either. But Bills and Ravens. But right now, I'm pretty excited to see what Baltimore can do.
One of these days, the Jaguars will be back on the In the Hunt graphic, and that's a good step in the right direction. Today's not one of those days. Andrew, always good to see you. Thanks for the time,
You too,
man.
pal. Happy holidays.